Eric Polzin here with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into the betting picks here for the Sentry Tournament of Champions. Now, a lot of you guys already know this. We had a pretty good run last year. Lots of winners, lots of second place finishers, and a decent amount of players choking on the back nine. But overall, very solid for the outright betting card. And so with that, I kind of made a new tool for people in the 9 to 5 Nation. It's going to be a betting tool that's just more specifically pointing out who the best bets are and kind of why. It's going to work off of the cheat sheet, off of the model data, but it's going to be a little bit more straightforward as to kind of maybe why I like a certain betting pick or maybe why someone is going to be a good bet for you guys. So without further ado, let's just get into it. All right, so here we go. We got the betting page pulled up here right now. So what it has is we're going to have the Vegas odds. We're going to have the players' career win percentage over the past 4 years. Vegas win percent, then the 9 to 5 win percent, and then the win differential. So this stat I like because it's not pointing out exactly like who the best bet is, but it's going to point out where the best leverage is. So pretty much where the best bang for your buck is, the difference between like their career win percentage, Vegas odds, and then the 9 to 5 odds. So what I like about this is we can kind of figure out which players are going to be the best bets based off of that as well. So just another way of looking at it. And then we do the same thing once again for the top 10%. And we also had the first round leader. So just real quickly, I want to highlight some players that I think are going to be some of the best bets. So I'm going to uncheck this, and then I'm going to get into the players that I'm going to be betting on the outright betting card. So JT, I really like. I think he's going to be a solid option for us this week. We can see kind of based on his odds, Vegas is giving him about 12% chance to win, which is what 9 to 5 has him at. So the differential is not that much, but that's the thing with betting. It's like this differential rating here, it doesn't really matter. It's not pointing out who the best bet is, just pointing out who is kind of mispriced. And that's the thing. It's like a lot of times, I guess I don't want to call it Patrick Reed, but a lot of people have been betting Patrick Reed lately. Just because it's Patrick Reed at a great number, 28 to 1 at an event that he's done well at in the past, and I don't really agree with that. And that's kind of what this data will tell us as well. It's like just because you get a good number on someone does not mean they're a good bet. So that's part of the tool as well. So Justin Thomas, let's pull him up here once again. Then we can see top 10%. He has a 40% to top 10. So that's the thing with outright betting. It's like we can really narrow down the players that are going to be the best bets. But you could also just look at players that have a good top 10 percentage. Obviously, if you're focused on making a profit throughout the season, you don't want to focus on those players that have the best top 10%. He does have that as well. And then JT, 5th in first round leader rank. So he's the 5th most likely player to have the first round lead. And that's the thing with JT. It's like really, it's just a matter of when he gets hot. So if he's not doing well first round, play him in second round showdown because it's highly likely that he's going to go out and play well. And I'm also going to pull him up here on the data homepage, which is just the 9 to 5 homepage for you guys as well, just showing you guys how he ranks out as well. So let's just give that one quick second to load, and then we're going to be pulling him up. So pull him up here on the player profile. You're going to type in Justin Thomas. All right, so we can see here course history rank 5th, stat rank 7th, 5th in recent form rank. So overall top 5 in the 9 to 5 mile this week. That is good. So we can see over his last 19 starts, he's had 12 top 25 finishes and then 5 top 10 finishes. Absolutely spectacular there. We can see just kind of looking at the secondary stats as well. He has done well in Ben Crenshaw course designs, a little bit better on this course length, actually, about even keel for seaside style courses, but no cut events. He does a lot better on no cut events. 14th for strokes gained total average on no cut events, whereas his typical is 24th, which is really solid there. Also, look at fairway length, does a little bit better there. And then everything else like green type, not too much of a worry there. Everything's about even keel. So we can see Justin Thomas kind of looking like a stellar bet this week. So going to get into another good bet, I think. It's going to be Sam Burns. So Sam Burns has been in, some really solid recent form. And this is where Vegas sometimes doesn't adjust fast enough sometimes. Okay, so Sam Burns pretty much in the best recent form out of anyone in the field. Vegas is giving him about a 6% chance to win. 9-5 is giving him about a 9% chance to win. So a little bit of leverage there with that. But really, I want to pull him up here and show you guys kind of why that is. Also, you can see about the third best for first round leader. So that's the thing with Sam Burns is he typically goes out and starts well. Okay, so we'll really be able to tell if he's a good bet really off of first round. Whereas JT, maybe not the case. So Sam Burns, we can see no course history. Take it as it is, oh, well, I've touched on this a decent amount this week. It's some of the players that have played in this event have said that course history matters. I'm not exactly sure I agree with that because the players that are playing this event are the best players in the world. Some of the players that come in playing this event for the first time, they probably just got lucky for a week, and obviously they're going to struggle playing in this event for the first time. So when we get players like, I don't know, Harris English, Sungjae Im, Callum Morocco playing in it for the first time and actually doing well, it's not really shocking because one, they're good players, and two, they have been playing well prior to that event. Same case goes for Sam Burns. So we can see over his last 23 starts, 14 top 25 finishes and 8 top 10s. I mean, that is absolutely spectacular. We can pull up the secondary stats here. All signs point to him really just being a little bit better. We can see Ben Crenshaw course designs. Maybe that's the worry, I guess, but that's just like one event outlier. I'm not too worried about that with Sam Burns. He also did really well in no-cut events last year, guys. Average strokes gain total rank of 8.5 in no-cut events last year compared to his average strokes gain total on the year, 31. I mean, that is spectacular there from Sam Burns. And then just doing a couple more here. So I don't mind Xander. I kind of think Xander is like a poor man's version of JT this week. So maybe you're not feeling the JT bet, might as well just bet Xander there. So I do like Callum Morocco at 10-1. Vegas is giving him about a 10% chance to win. I'm giving him about a 7% chance to win. So you're not getting that much leverage on this bet. But the thing with Callum Morocco is, strong course history. He's had a 7th and a 7th place finish here in his 2 starts. This kind of seems like it could be a staple event win for Callum Morocco in the sense that, start out the year right, kind of establish your dominance on the tour. And where players like Jon Rahm and Patrick Cantlay, I think they're still might be a little bit worn out from last year, the grind of last season, maybe even Bryson a little bit as well, where, all those guys were in the hunt to win the tour championship up until really Patrick Cantlay beat Bryson in that playoff. They might still not have that mental edge that they would have. It makes sense. You're grinding out for, pretty much the last 2 months of the year. This is a natural, relax yourself back into the season, back into the PGA Tour. So I'm not exactly sure that's going to be the case for Callum Morocco. I feel like he's still going to be hungry. We can see 17 starts, 11 of those have been top 25 finishes, and 9 of them have been top 10 finishes. So over half of his recent starts have been top 10 finishes. Absolutely spectacular there. A little bit better on Bermuda greens in terms of putting, a little bit better on these green speeds as well. Course style, Ben Crenshaw course design, a little bit better there. And then everything else is pretty much even keeled, nothing too alarming there. We can see, though, pretty just solid play overall. I do want to point out his long iron stat as well, real quick for you guys as well, because it kind of points out why he should do well as well. So third in that 200 plus iron. I mean, that is spectacular there. 12th in birdie to bogey ratio. None of his stats are really that bad. You can see, though, only ranks out top 12 in the 9-5 model. Really nothing too alarming. It's just the fact that we have a lot of strong golfers in the field this week where he's only ranking out as 21st in recent form rank, which kind of tells you all you need to know about the quality of the play for a lot of these players coming in. So take that as it is. I think he's a little bit better of a play as that. And then one last bet here for you guys is going to be Seamus Power. Now you can choose to outright bet him if you want, or you could choose to maybe just bet him to top 20, top 10. That's going to be up to you. So I'm going to pull him up here on this page as well. Just going to search him. Actually going to pull him up here on the beta cheat sheet. Just a little fun tool as well. Kind of the same dynamic of the other tool. So we can see model rank 22nd. That's okay. Recent form rank 23rd. Stat rank 20th. That's okay. All the key stats are okay. They're good enough. But recent form is what I want to point out to you guys here. And I'll show you guys that on the player profile page. But we can see no course history, but, decent overall play. So in comparison to, I don't know, I think Max Homa is kind of a popular bet. And then maybe let's find Patrick Reed because he's kind of a popular long shot bet. So let's just look at this here. Key stats, Seamus Power, you can see a little bit better just overall here, just based off of that chart. Fantasy projections, they're all kind of the same, but we can see Seamus Power just a little bit better here on this chart. And then just pulling him up here on the player profile. So Seamus Power. So let's just look at this course history. And, you know, just because I want to show off another new tool, I'm just going to pull them up here on the player tournament log, which is slightly different. It's pretty much the same thing, same information. It's just not curated for that week's tournament. It's just a general how they've done. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So Seamus Power. Pull them up, and I can actually zoom in a little bit. All right, so here we go. Seamus Power. Let's look at those recent starts. Well, we can see. Let's just do this. Just looking at the past 6 months or so with Seamus Power. Okay, that's fine. So over his past 13 starts, 11 make cuts, 9 top 25 finishes, and 4 top 10s. So we can get a guy with a high percentage of top 10s at a very cheap price point on DraftKings or just betting wise. You know, I love that. We can see 4th, 100th, 11th, 12th, 21st, 100th, 31st, 60th, 1st, 8th, 19th, 19th. I mean, when we look back that far, there's not that many players you can get at that cheap of a price point in terms of quality play. So Seamus Power, it's like highly likely that he's going to play well. And some people might want to do sorry, my cat. I got a new cat. You guys might have saw on Twitter, I said the only fluff you'll see 9 to 5 post is of the cat. So he was wanting my attention. That is funny. Okay. But yeah, Seamus Power, just I like the odds there. Where someone like Max Homa, he's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, whereas someone like Seamus Power, much more consistent, much more likely than to get a top 10 or top 20 or potentially go on and win. I could see that with Seamus Power as well. We've seen that winning upside from him recently as well. But that is going to be all I have for you guys for the betting picks here for the Sentry Tournament of Champions. Kind of let me know what you think about this. I think it was pretty good. Just kind of want to show you guys or give you guys a couple of first round leader bets as well. So the top 5 for first round leaders are going to be Patrick Cantlay, Sanjay M, Sam Burns, John Rahm, JT. So there you go. Good luck with that. And hey, say goodbye. Keep catching, keep catting.